I think we all need pep talk.
I want to talk to you today about joy.
That's what we're missing. It's joy. We can't make inspiring content and not have joy in it.
Be an ambassador of joy and spread joy to those around you.
Good afternoon. I am Rebecca Brockman from Arkansas Children's, and I am joined by Shabnam Mogharabi. She is the CEO of Soul Pancake, and she is going to be our featured presenter at the Hickman Lectureship on September 12th. So, Shabnam, welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm excited to be joining you guys.
Thank you. I know we're excited to see you. Have you been to Little Rock before?
I actually have not. I'm super pumped. I'm staying an extra day just so that I can poke around and see the sights while I'm there.
Oh, fun. Okay, we'll have to come up with some places and things for you to try. First of all, let's just start with an easy one, kind of right off the bat. What is Soul Pancake and how did you get involved?
So Soul Pancake is a media company. We are essentially a content studio that inspires and connects audiences across all different forms of content. So we're really mission driven. Our whole mission is to explore the universality of the human experience, to really kind of joyfully explore and celebrate the ways in which we connect with each other, love each other, find hope and truth. We really believe that questions are worth asking and that all lives are worth exploring. And that's the mission and lens through which we create all of our content.
Excellent. We've been watching quite a few videos and we've cried, we've laughed at some. What are some of your favorite segments?
I have so many favorite segments. I really love the way that we can find moments of heart in anything, even things that seem silly and innocuous. One of my favorite videos that we ever made was a video where we set up a give a compliment, get a compliment booth on the street. And it was essentially a giant set of headphones on one side and a phone booth on the other side. And so as pairs of people were walking around, they were totally unsuspecting. We would ask them to come and step into this station. So we got everyone from coworkers to spouses to parents and children to friends who came in and just complimented the other person. And all the person that was listening could do was just smile, nod, and say thank you. And so at one point, there's a mother and daughter that gets in there, and the daughter says to the mother, you know, growing up, you always embarrassed me. You sang songs, you did all these things. And now that I've gotten older, I realize that at the end of the day, if I turn out just like you, it'll be the best thing in the world. And it just really struck me in my heart because I'm like, I kind of feel that way about my mom. And so it articulated something that I hadn't previously articulated. And I think that's the power of a good video, to be able to put in words a feeling that you have or a sense that you can tap into that you otherwise couldn't have expressed.
Awesome. And again, why a lot of your videos very happy, very joyful. There's obviously a focus on joy. Maybe you could talk about why the focus on joy and why it's important to you and Soul Pancake.
Yeah. Well, I think oftentimes if you say that you want to talk about joy, you can be dismissed as either naive or too much of a Pollyanna. And we're very careful to say that the type of joy we're talking about is not the just dismissal of all the realities of the world and an avoidance of the fact that life is messy. That's not the kind of joy we're talking about. The kind of joy we are talking about is an ability to find moments of upliftment and inspiration despite the hard things that are happening. So there'll be lots of content and stories that we tell that tackle really tough things like terminal illness or religion or gender issues, but we always do it through this lens of how can we find the light? How can we find the hope? How can we find the inspiration in this story? Because that's the kind of joy we're talking about. It's that space that you tackle things from, where no matter what emotions you're going through, whether you're angry, you're sad, you're happy, you're upset, whatever emotions you're going through, you can find that source of inner strength from which to tackle things. And that's the kind of joy we're talking about. And we genuinely believe it's a super powerful force for good, for making decisions with clarity, for being keener and smarter and savvier. So that's why we focus a lot on joy.
Excellent. We like that focus. And I think especially being at a children's hospital, that message is really important for our patients and families and our staff. So I think especially, I like how that ties in with our mission here at Arkansas Children's to make children better today and healthier tomorrow.
And it's a practice. I mean, the reality is a lot of what I talk about and what I have spent a lot of time researching is how important it is to rewire the synapses in your brain to actually practice some of the things like gratitude and compassion and service that force your brain to essentially form new ways of connecting ideas and thoughts in your head. And it actually is something that you can practice and put more into place in your brains. And when you're up against any challenge, if you've rewired your brain to focus more on joyful, positive, uplifting outcomes, it is fascinating the kind of ripple down trickle effect that it can have on the rest of your life.
Excellent. I like that idea. So when attendees come to hear you on September 12th, what do you hope that they walk away learning or kind of a new outlook on life? What do you hope they walk away with?
I don't think that I'm going to be presenting any new ideas. I think what I am going to be doing is trying to consolidate all of the amazing information and research and science that is out there around the power of positive thinking, the power of positive psychology and joy. And what I'm going to try to do is give people some very practical, tactical things that they can do to bring more joy and positive psychology into their own lives. And hopefully, as a result of bringing it into their own lives, impact the kids that you guys are serving every single day. So my hope is that it'll be a super fun, interactive kind of journey into what can I do to bring more positive psychology and joy into my own life.
And you've talked about ambassadors for joy. What exactly does that mean?
Yeah, we talk a lot about how, again, joy gets a bad rap. And some people can dismiss you as being naive or a Pollyanna if you say, I'm going to talk about joy. And they think, oh, that's nice. Look at that girl over there with her idealistic views on the world. But we genuinely believe that joy is very powerful. And so if we can create an army of what we call these ambassadors of joy who are out there essentially advocating for and spreading the word of the power of positive thinking, it can really, truly, I think, change the way we view our local neighborhoods and communities, all the way up to how we think about the world as a whole. And so when you're up against challenges like you guys are and dealing with, sick and injured and traumatized kids, you need that kind of thinking in your brain. You need your brain wired to think positively because it can otherwise take a real toll on you. And so we're trying to build this army of ambassadors who can go out and essentially talk about the power of this kind of thinking.
Excellent. Well, I like that idea. Well, we look forward to seeing you on September 12th. Tickets are on sale now. We'll have information after this video, but you can visit annhickman.org. And Shabnam, we'll see you in less than a month. So we're excited.
Sounds great. I'm excited to come and join, and hopefully you'll learn something, take something fun away, and we'll have a good time along the way.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you for your time.
Yeah, thank you. Bye-bye.